Hello and welcome to Long Beach Lens. I'm your host, Darick Simpson, Executive Director of the Long Beach Community Action Partnership. Our first guest is an intern in our youth program, and specifically the Leadership Academy Mentoring Program, or LAMP as we call it. Please join me in welcoming Jeremiah Jones.
How you doing, Mr. Simpson?
I'm great, brother. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Good, good. We call you an intern because you were here putting in the work this summer, huh?
Right, yeah, facts. Yeah, I was in here going up, putting in the work, grinding, working with my other peers, and had a great experience.
Well, before you came to us, though, I remember the day that I was doing an introduction of all of you, 48 of you in the room, and I asked for 3 of you to raise your hand and share a talent that no one else in the room knew about. And one person said they were recognized as a drummer nationally, and everybody said, wow. One young lady said she can sing, and everybody's like, woo. And when I got to you, you stood up in the back of the room and said, I've done a TED Talk. And I'm like, a what? I'm like, I speak nationally. I've done a Fred Talk or a Ned Talk, but I've never done a TED Talk. I mean, that's like top shelf, right?
Thank you, yeah.
Right? How did you get that particular opportunity? But before you answer that, we're going to show everyone who's watching a snippet from that particular TED Talk, and then we can go into more. So listen to this.
So to you kids, believe in yourself. Never give up. And if somebody tries to bring you down, don't let that happen, because they're just jealous of your success. You have to stay focused. Follow one course until successful. To you adults, listen. So, you have to listen to these kids too. Just because we're so young, I know we don't run things around here, but hey, we still have big dreams as well as you guys do. You have to listen to these kids because if you don't listen to them, you might put them down. You might make them feel like you just popped their bubble. You might make them feel that they're a nobody. That would be the worst feeling for a kid, to be a nobody. I mean, all the kid ever wants to be is a leader, a successful person.
A leader and a successful person.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing, man. Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you.
You were in 8th grade and 13 years old.
Yes.
What led to that opportunity?
So the TED Talk actually led to me having my own company.
Okay.
So J. Young and Company is my brand that focuses on academic, sports, and leadership. But leading up to that, I'm a fan of Colin Kaepernick. I'm pretty sure we all know who Colin Kaepernick is. He was a quarterback for the 49ers. So his birthday was coming up. And, I had my team get together a care package for him, got his P.O. box with his people, sent it to him, not knowing that he would wear it. He's a pretty big celebrity. I just wanted to send something out. So I sent it out. He got the package. He never let me know that he got it or he received it. Okay. And then after one of his games, during the playoff game, during the post interview, he wore my vest. And actually the lady who went to college with him was a dorm. Well, they were inside the same building. And she said, I went to school with Colin Kaepernick. Oh my gosh, he wore your brand. How did this impact your brand? How did this impact, everything that you're doing? I would love for you to come do a TED Talk in Reno. I was like, Reno, TED Talk, wow. At this point, I was so young, so I didn't really know what TED Talk was. Right. So my dad explaining everything to me like, bro, this is a big deal. Like, do you realize what you're going to be doing? Yeah. So they hit me 6 months prior to the event. Got my talk together, was practicing Skype interviews, getting the flights to hotels and everything. So that's how everything came about, and it was a fun experience. They put me in a hotel room. They took me from a limo to the event, so I felt like a top celebrity. But it was
were.
Fun. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
You were, and you mentioned your dad, so it sounds like you and your dad are close, and he's a good business advisor.
Yeah, my dad, he's like my right-hand man. It's like the dynamic duo, I would say. Okay. Pops, he's been mentoring me since I was young, since I was 8, since I started. Always planning in my head that anything I want to do, I can achieve. Keeping me on the right path, if I slip up, hey, bump me back in. So I would say, yeah, my dad is my right-hand man. He helps me with a lot of everything that I want to do.
How did life change after TED Talk? I mean, I'm sure that went viral around the world. Did your brand continue to grow? Are you still doing it? Did you do other presentations? What changes happened in life?
So before TED Talk, I had my very first flagship store at the Pike.
Okay.
So from there on, after Colin Kaepernick wore, after I did my TED Talk, sales went up because he wore that vest.
Right.
So it was called the J. Young and Company collection vest, red. But people were calling and ordering, say, can I get the Colin Kaepernick vest? Can I get this vest? Can I get this vest?
Okay.
But after the TED Talk, I hit the front page of Yahoo. I was getting interviews from different blog websites, and sales were going up, and to this day, I'm still doing my company. I still have my own, and actually we transitioned into a 501c3 nonprofit organization now, in which we, want to put on events and build more partnerships and grow my rewards program across the world.
Now, we met going back to LAMP as a result of you being in the LAMP program. How did you hear about us, and with all that you've got going on in life, what inspired you to become a part of the LAMP program?
So actually how I heard about the LAMP program, I was at school one day. And my dad always texts me and my brother group chats.
Right.
So, morning messages, good morning, sons. Hope you guys have a good day. Love you. Love you too, Pops. A couple hours later, he sends me this flyer. And it said I can make up to $1,000. But then I also saw I can learn more stuff about music, graphics, silk screen and everything. So I hit him back and was like, okay, I'm going to call them, maybe go up there and get an application. A couple days went by, got an application. Turned it in, got the interview, got the position. I would say what made me want to join it is because I'm doing music. I know how it works. I've been learning this for 2 years now, so I know the ins and outs. But there's always room for improvement. Mm-hmm. So I felt like me coming to this program would help me more with team building, more with encouraging others, and not only that, but seeking more knowledge from mentors, seeking more knowledge for people that's above me. Because
did you find that to be the case once you got in the program?
I found that when I came to the program, I didn't even know that I was going to be able to meet the CEO of the organization. And then you were giving us different classes on etiquette, different classes on, just different things to better yourself.
Right.
And some kids probably didn't take it serious, but I did, because I can use what you said and your knowledge for my everyday life. Right. Because most people don't get the opportunity to be firsthand like this. Like, they don't get the opportunity to actually meet an individual that's willing to help you, that's willing to give you that advice. So just with that being said, I appreciate that as well.
Absolutely. Well, you never stop learning. So even at this place in life that I have, seeing someone young and hungry like yourself, someone who's gifted like yourself, it makes me want to do even more. So thank you for being you. So now you've talked about, being in school. You're just out of high school, looking at your next step, and music is something that you're passionate about, and you had a prominent role in 2 of the songs that the LAMP students performed as a rapper. So insight into what your aspirations are about music. You've got the clothing line going, but where do you see yourself going with music, and what's next?
So with the music, I want to take it far. I want to go worldwide.
Okay.
And actually how the music came into place is me doing motivational talks.
Okay.
So I was doing motivational talks at different schools, different events, and I realized that I was reaching a certain amount of kids. I was reaching that good amount, but in the crowd I still saw some blank faces. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, what else can I do to interact with them? What else can I do to pull them and grasp their attention from my peers so they can relate to me? So I thought, and I was always around music when I was younger, so it was so ideal, but I always had a love for music as well. So that's how music came about, and where I see myself going in the music industry, just worldwide, far, touring overseas, reaching people with my message that my music is like a new, fun wave. It's like when you hear, you just want to dance, you just want to party, you just want to vibe, you feeling good. And, my message just all across the board with my music, my nonprofit, my business. If you want to do anything that you put your mind to, you can achieve it. And I just want to let kids know, not even kids, but all ages know that it starts with you.
Right.
If you don't believe it, then who's going to believe it?
Right.
You have to be the one to push yourself, because when I was younger, I was doing guitar lessons, dancing lessons, piano lessons, football. Like, I was doing sports, I was doing everything, but I never stuck with it. And it got to a point where my dad told me, like, Jay, I believe in you, but everything I'm putting you in, you give up on, like, you don't stick with.
So you got to have the desire to stay.
I had to have the desire. I had to have the confidence, the drive to keep it going. And I felt that's where I had the love with the business and the music.
So people can stay tuned then, because something from you will be dropping soon that the world will hear?
So thank you, Mr. Simpson. So I'm actually working on my album right now, finishing it up, getting the final mixes and touches, going back, listening to the vocals, making sure everything's straight.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna be having my album dropping soon. I don't really have a set name for it yet.
That's all right.
But it's mostly independent. Only one feature on it, one of my local buddies. And yeah, so I'm just grinding, just working, putting in the time.
You're so young, and yet you're so mature in the way you're looking at world and looking at business, and I'm very proud of you, which is why I wanted you on the show, because we've had conversations prior to this. And I think it's important for your peers to hear this message from you. We have two of them even here in the studio today on camera who heard what I said and stepped up, and right away we put them to work. We only got 2 minutes, but what would you say to the youth looking at this show right now about pursuing their dream?
I would say if you want to pursue your dream, make sure you practice it. I always want to say practice. First of all, find your passion. First you want to find your passion. After you find your passion, make sure you love it, because you don't want to do something that is going to feel like work.
Right.
So after you find your passion, make sure you love it, dedicate yourself. And after you do those things, you want to practice it. And after you practice it, make sure that you master it, because you want to master your passion. But anything you put your mind to, keep going, and know that there's going to be obstacles in life, obstacles in anything that you want to do. And there's going to be individuals that's going to try to put you down, but you just got to keep through it, because I feel like I always tell myself, the people who try to put you down, they only put you down because they see the potential in you. And remember, have people respect you. Don't have people respect you for, what you have, or what are you doing. Have people respect you for your morals, your work ethic.
For who you are.
For who you are. So that's what I would say to my peers. Just keep going, believe in yourself, and most of all, never give up. I know it sounds so nonchalant, so like I'm supposed to say that, but it's so real life. Just stay consistent too. Stay consistent.
You should be interviewing me instead of interviewing you. You're on point, but that's the beauty of who you are, man. And I want you to stay true to that dream. But I also want you to continue to have the foresight to see that wisdom's all around you. You just got to seek it. And if it's in me, for the little that I know, and the next person, you can learn something even just from a homeless guy not to be homeless, and what led them there. So continue to keep your mind and your heart open. But you're going to make all those dreams come true. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We're out of time, but we're certainly not out of questions for this young man. Keep an eye out. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we will introduce to you Ms. Antonia Jimenez from the Department of Public Social Services. Stay tuned for more of Long Beach Lens.